Welcome to the Derek O'Shea Show, where we discuss culture, news, politics, and more. Sit back, relax, and I hope you enjoy the show. Be sure to tell your friends and family about the revolution. What's up, everyone? Welcome to the Derek O'Shea Show, guys. Thank you guys so much for taking time out of your day to listen to me. It means a lot to me, and I appreciate every single one of you. Make sure you subscribe if you're new, follow me if you're new, share this on every social media platform. It's the only way we'll grow as a community and blah, 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 blah. Joe Biden's going to speak today. I'm going live on my YouTube page, so check that out. Make sure you're a subscriber, and so you get notified when I go live, though I don't know how often YouTube actually does that well. Let's remember that Joe Biden, before he speaks today, said this in December. Exactly. I'm not going to mandate vaccines and stuff like that, though. There are reports right now coming out live that Joe Biden at 5 p.m. Eastern time, well, of course, it's never, prime time where people are home and they're able to watch him live on air, and it's on televised on every station known to man. He's got to go home. He's got TV shows to watch. He's got to catch up. He's got to watch the new Cinderella on Amazon. He's got to see his new fairy godmother grandma. Seriously, when's the last time this guy's gone at a time where people are off work and able to actually watch him? But apparently there's reports coming out. This is unconfirmed, but on a lot of stations and news outlets are reporting this, that Joe Biden's going to make mandated vaccinations for all federal employees. So we'll see how that goes. And again, this is unconfirmed, so don't be like, he didn't even say that, and then say that to me when it's been like 10 hours past. I'm going live on my YouTube channel, so check it out. You can call into the show as well. Howard Stern is in the news. Howard Stern, the people's man, America's judge on America's Got Talent, for saying basically the same thing Jimmy Kimmel said yesterday. Is there no late night comedy, late night show host, celebrity-ish person who has a different argument or a different way of life, or maybe an empathetic view on people, or just sees people as human and make dumb decisions and stuff like that? No. Why is it there a line for COVID when it comes to not taking the vaccinations, but everything else, alcohol, sugar, obesity because of those things, riding a motorcycle without a helmet on, snowboarding, jumping out of an airplane because why do you need to do that? It's so dangerous. Riding a bicycle without a helmet, going for a walk, maybe going for a jog outside because you don't know what's going to happen, playing in a dog park because, a dog could bite you. There's no other weird precautions. Like, no one's like, hey, you can no longer ride a motorcycle without a helmet. You can't ride motorcycles anymore because you guys are filling up the ICUs, and you just don't need to do that anymore. Why do you need to ride a motorcycle? What's your purpose? Why do you need to? You can get in a perfectly safe Prius or Tesla and drive. Why do you need to have a motorcycle? They're dangerous. They'll kill you. That kind of the same logic, Stop having sex with multiple partners because you're probably going to get an STD and you're going to fill up the hospital beds. You don't need to do that. Be abstinent until you get married. Don't say that. There's no logic to this whatsoever. We're all just arguing based on emotion. And people got in a lot of argumentation back and forth on my YouTube channel yesterday, which was fantastic. And it's always good to see some of my listeners have some good, logical conversation. I think it reflects well on me. But I'm just kidding. It doesn't. But people are okay. People are just like, yeah, they made their choice. Really? They made their choice, so you're okay with obesity? Yeah, I'm okay. Kill them. So we have lost empathy completely in this country. And here's Howard Stern speaking on his show. Punk rock, Howard Stern, the people's man, that's big F you to the government, F you to the system, because he's Howard Stern. He's cutting through the BS in life. No, we're all just big farm. All the old punk, old school people like, Rage Against the Machine, and I don't know. There's so many that are, F the government, F the establishment, or now are about the establishment, about Big Pharma. I don't know what switched, or if this is a side effect of taking the vaccine, is that you become pro Big Pharma. But here's Howard Stern. When I went to school, sorry.
Certain vaccines.
I just realized my sound wasn't working.
Up with the idiots
Look,
in this
see?
country. And I remember when I went to school,
Here we go.
you had to get a measles vaccine, you had to get a mumps vaccine, there was a ton of them you got.
You still
Polio.
have to. In order to go to school, you have to have certain vaccines.
When are we going to stop putting up with the idiots in this country and just...
Yeah, you guys are just idiots. If you don't do these things, it's because you're stupid. It's not because maybe your doctor told you not to do it for A, B, and C, or your doctor advised you shouldn't do this because of your heart condition, because some kind of condition. Also, it's a trial drug. We don't know the total effects of it, so I don't think you should prescribe it. Also, maybe you're young, you're healthy, blah blah blah. Howard Stern knows more than your doctor, knows more than you, and you need to listen to him. He's prescribing. Can you sue him if you have any side effects from the vaccine whatsoever? No. So why are these people allowed to do this? I'm not allowed to go out and say these things. So you're only allowed to talk about the vaccine if you speak about it in a positive light. That's the only thing that's allowed. If you say anything negative, it's like spreading misinformation or mostly false or some other BS. Well, let's keep listening to the great and powerful Howard.
Say it's mandatory to get vaccinated. F them, their freedom. I want my freedom.
Yeah, F your freedom.
To live.
Yeah, let's go back.
To live. Their freedom. It's mandatory to get vaccinated. F them, their freedom. I want my freedom to live.
That's right. You don't deserve to have freedom. I want my freedom, and if I want my freedom, and he goes on to say in his show, or because they cut on that video, he said, F their freedom. I want my freedom to live. Dear God, what is that? Say, sorry, this is a live show, people. Things happen in life. I don't pre-record. This is how it is. He said, F them, F their freedom. I want my freedom to live. Stern said, I want to get out. Then he goes on to say, I want to get out of the house. I want to go next door and play chess. I want to go and take some pictures. This is bull, beep, 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 beep. Bull shizzle. Howard, you can do these things. You are telling yourself you can't do this because of A, B, and C. I don't know why. These people honestly think that like they have no choice in the matter. They have to live life like this. They have to they can't go out. They can't do all this stuff because of some kind of vaccination. If you're vaccinated, why are you so scared of people who aren't vaccinated? I thought the vaccine was there to protect you. Is it not? Is it just a social status thing? Is it a mark that says I'm vaccinated, therefore I voted for Biden, therefore I voted for, therefore I support Fauci, even if he's right or wrong. I support Joe Biden and his son Hunter Biden. I am a huge Hunter Biden art enthusiast. What does this mean? Then he goes on to say, the other thing I hate is all these people with COVID who won't get vaccinated are in the hospitals clogging it up, which factually is not true. Continue. The radio host dubbing up vaccine. Yes, there are vaccinated people in the hospital. Unvaccinated people in the hospital taking up COVID. Yes, that is true. I have ICU nurses, but they're not clogging it up. They're not like the reason people aren't being seen. That story was debunked, and let's continue. The radio host, but this is what happens. News outlets come out with these stories, they're BS stories, and then they don't get fact checked, and later they change their fact check, but then no one sees the fact check. No one sees the reverse. No one sees the story being changed, because we're so fast and quick in our news cycles that we're just like, okay, next. What's else happening? Oh, that story was last week. I don't care anymore. I've already experienced emotions and I'm already there. So people are still regurgitating some non-factual news as if it's okay to say. But, you're okay to say these things if you say things with a leftist point of view. You're okay to, be wrong about things. You're okay to mess up things. You're okay to change things and no one remembers. You're okay to do these things. But if you are conservative or on the right, or just a logically thinking liberal, or just a normal human being, I should say, you are held to a higher standard, which is fine. I can take it. I don't care. But these people aren't. The radio host dubbed vaccine opponents as imbeciles exclaimed, so like if you have a heart attack or any kind of problem, you can't even get to the ER. And I'm really of the mind to say, look, if you didn't get the vaccination, you got COVID, you don't get to go into the hospital. Congratulations. This is where we are at in empathy. And this is why people are saying we're in a culture war and stuff like this, because empathy is gone. Empathy is no longer there. You did this, you did that, screw you. You should die. Howard Stern, have you ever smoked pot? Have you ever drank whiskey? Have you ever smoked a cigar? You shouldn't go to the hospital either, because you know why? You did that on purpose and you knew it was bad for your health. Why is it only okay to say this about COVID? Makes no freaking sense. And I'm hearing reports more and more from my nurse friends that doctors also feel this way. And a lot of nurses. Empathy is gone in healthcare, except for a few people. And I want to know where the hospitals are that have things like empathy, that are okay to prescribe things like ibuprofen or ivermectin or other treatments, even if they don't work, because they see the person as a human and they're like, you know what, to just relieve this person's anxiety in this moment, I'm going to prescribe them something that isn't going to kill them, but might make them emotionally feel better, because we know the powers that emotions and stress can play on the body. But no, we're gonna put the unvaccinated people, we're gonna put them in the ICUs, and we're gonna put them in a room, and we're gonna lock them up, and we're gonna push them to the side and say, here's our unvaccinated people. We don't want to talk to them. It's like a leper. It's like the Joker. It's like a leper. We're just not going to touch them. They're gross. They're disgusting. They're of the other. They're non-human. They don't have a soul. They don't have a brain, actually. They're just stupid. Stern said, go F yourself. You had the cure, and you wouldn't take it. The cure? Because I'm pretty sure this is not true. I'm pretty sure people with vaccinations are still getting COVID, and some are still in the hospital. Like Oscar De La Hoya. Right? That boxer. Stern then also rallied against controversial Texas law about abortions. I don't know why that's such a huge topic to them. I don't know who needs to know this, but if you're in Texas and you want to have abortion, drive, move. I don't know. Go to a state that supports your values, that supports you in murdering all the babies you want to murder. Just because I'm not going to beat around the bush. Let's not pretend like it's not that. We have a system. As former President Trump said, the system is rigged. That's right. It's rigged, except for rigged for a-holes, Stern said. Okay. And then he goes on. Let's continue to listen to this. Then he goes on to say this. He sharply criticized vaccine scams and describes them as preaching chisel. Stern also showed no mercy in talking about anti-vax radio hosts. He goes on to talk about anti-vax. Here's what liberals do, is they create these terms that make literally no logical sense. Has this person anti-vax? Have they ever taken the flu shot? Did they take shots as babies? Did they take allergy shot or something like that? You can take all those shots, but if you don't take the COVID shot, all of a sudden you're anti-vax. That makes a lot of freaking sense. But this is what we do. We label things. We call it, abortion. We call it healthcare, or instead of just calling it what it is.
It's really funny when the radio guys are the best. There were like 4 of them died. 4 of them who were like ranting on the air, they will not get vaccinated.
Oh, it's really funny that these radio hosts are dying that won't get vaccinated. It's hilarious. It's funny. It makes me giggle like a little schoolgirl. The weird thing is that a lot of people agree with this. A lot. I had people on my YouTube page from my last broadcast arguing for it, just thinking it's a great idea. We have a culture right now where it's do what I say, submit to what I have to say, and if you don't, it's because you're the bigot, you're the fascist, and I need to take you down. We're no longer it no longer feels like we can have rational conversations with one another and have opposing views, different views, and walk away okay. You see more stories of like people like cutting people out of their family's life just to because they're anti-vax or didn't take the COVID vaccine, or they espouse ivermectin and they espouse monoclonal antibodies. They want to take the Joe Rogan protocol. They want to do all these things. I don't know who needs to know this or who needs to hear this, but we are humans. We all come from different backgrounds. I know the left likes to label people. All black people think the same. All Hispanics think the same. All Asians think the same. We all come from different backgrounds. We all have different family life structures. We all have a different upbringing. We're all different. And so, because of that difference, we're going to have different opinions. We're going to have different ways of doing life. The media likes to create narratives based on people groups, because with those narratives, then they can get that framework in your mind to when you hear a story, you assume something. And I want to cut through that because there are a lot of reasons why people aren't taking the vaccine. It has nothing to do with Trump supporting people who are just following the orders of the power Trump, and they don't trust. It has a lot to do with they don't trust you. They don't trust the government. They don't trust, as Joe Biden said, the Tuskegee Airmen experiment. They don't trust. They just don't want to. They feel young. They've looked at the reports. They felt like you've lied about a lot of stuff, and they just don't. And this is a new vaccine, and they're worried about side effects. Maybe they're pregnant. Maybe they have a health condition. Maybe their doctor told them this. There are a lot of reasons not to do things in life. And people have to make the decision for themselves because guess what, Howard? If I die because of this, it's not your fault because it's my choice. I made the choice whether to do this or that. If I get on a motorcycle without a helmet, I can't blame anyone else besides myself. If I decide to jump out of an airplane because skydiving sounds fun, which I have done, and it's the most amazing thing I've ever done in my life. But if I do it again, and all of a sudden the parachute doesn't work, it's my fault. Because guess what? I made a decision to jump out of the airplane. Same with people with vaccination, not getting the vaccine. People not getting the vaccine, they've made the decision to not get the vaccine. Therefore, they have to either reap the rewards or the consequences. But here's what's so annoying is that Joe Rogan takes a bunch of drugs, feels better, claims on his podcast, which I listen to. I don't just read these news articles out of context about Joe Rogan. And he got better. He said he was sick for a day. And no one's talking about why, or maybe we should consider doing some of the things that Joe Rogan's done. The only thing we're talking about is the vaccine, as if that's the only option out there. If you give people more options, they're more likely to choose the best option. But if you give them only one option, there's a lot of people out there, much like myself, who don't like to be told what to do. And, and maybe it's a problem I need to work out with my therapist. But I do not like being told what to do. Don't tell me how to live my life, especially if you don't know me. Howard Stern, you never met me. You don't care about me. You don't love me. So why would I ever take your advice? Why would I ever listen to your advice for voting, for living, how to live life? You don't seem like, looking at you, you don't seem like a kind of person I want to be like when I grow up. I don't want to be Howard Stern. I've never wanted to be Howard Stern. So why would I listen to you? That's what celebrities feel like. If they have the status, therefore people, they have a pedestal and they have a platform and they need to speak up on things. You were a guy who got on the radio and talked about sexual things and had porn stars on and made people uncomfortable, made people laugh. Go back to that. That's what you did. Stop giving people health advice. I don't know. That's just me. Maybe I'll just listen to my doctor. And that's me with a little ASMR. I hope you guys are having a fantastic day. The people need to know that Howard Stern is an idiot. Have a great day. And as always, I'll see you on the next episode of The Derek O'Shea Show. Please share this with all your friends and family. Let them know about the show. And I appreciate you guys so much for taking time out of your day to listen to me. Also, if I said something stupid, let me know. If you disagree with me, let me know. Feel free to call me and leave a message. What is my number? Feel free to call me, leave a message. Let's see. Here's my phone number. I want to add this to the show. This is for my real fans that listen to the whole show. Okay. Some people stop. So give me a call. Leave a message at this number, 720-727-7572. Give me a call and leave a message, and I'm going to put some on my podcast. Also, you can call me. Here's the number one more time, 720, because I know I had people that just listen to audio, 720-727-7572. That's 720-727-7572. Give me a call. Let me know what your thoughts on the country or anything you want to talk about, and I'll add you to my show. Have a fantastic day, and be sure to check out my live stream with Joe Biden. I'm going on YouTube's. Have a great day, and as always, I'll see you on the next episode of The Derek O'Shea Show.